as a member of a political party, you've told this House that you're a member of UDA. Had you any meeting prior to the alleged meeting that you said you were caucused to bring out an impeachment motion against the governor, which you were a mover? And secondly, you told this House earlier on in that motion that you moved that the governor had gone rogue. At what point did you have your Damascus moment and that the governor could have changed? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Mawira, in your own assessment, if the governor happens to be acquitted, perchance, do you think there is a possibility of the governor working with the assembly? And what needs to be done for that to be achieved? Or do you think the situation is irredeemable? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senators. The question by Honorable Senator Sigei. The first one, there was no meeting for the party, but there were informal meetings, commonly known as Kamukonji, in the Assembly, where in fact, Honorable Speaker, the leadership of the House and members felt that they needed to punish the 10 members who had not supported the impeachment motion in the Assembly. And it was my opinion then in that meeting that there is no need to punish these members because of entirely their political decision or their democratic right of either supporting or not supporting. And furthermore, they had not stopped the Assembly from impeaching the governor at that point. Therefore, at that point, I told the informal meeting that I did not see any need for us to punish the 10 members. And I'm made aware that in the last or the previous impeachment motion, I said the governor had gone rogue. And I've said, considering the facts and events that had previously happened, there was some element of truth. And what changed, or when did I change, is when the governor now started preaching reconciliation and peace, and in our own act, even went ahead to stop the Okolea program that most of the MCAs were disgruntled with. Therefore, at that point, I saw that the governor was genuine and had agreed to change. Question number 2, if the governor is acquitted, is she likely to work with other leaders? That is very true, because, Honorable Speaker, if you can follow the sequence of events from the first impeachment motion, during the first impeachment motion, the governor was being supported by only one MCA at that point. During the second impeachment motion, the governor had the support of only 10 members during the second impeachment motion. During this third impeachment motion, the governor has a support of 20 members, and it is only that 3 more were intimidated and coerced that they abandoned the cause of calling for dialogue. We could have been 23 members. Honorable Speaker, if at all the Assembly can be set free, the victimization, the intimidation, the threats that have been put upon us, members who are supporting the governor, I want to tell you, if that is done today, you see more than 40 members of the County Assembly working with the governor of Meru. We even wrote a letter to this Honorable Senator, Honorable Speaker. I don't know if it came out clearly. We wrote a letter, the 13 of us, to the devolution committee of this Honorable Senate, calling them to come to Meru and at least help us set the Assembly free, help us set the MCAs free, because it is out of fear that now when you support the governor, you'll be victimized, you lose your committee positions, you lose your allowances, you lose everything, all privileges, even to a point of being denied an opportunity to contribute in the Assembly, even to a point of being thrown out of the Assembly because of your contribution. If we address that, the problem of Meru will have come to an end, and I want to promise you that, this Honorable Senate. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, the questions have been very similar. So I hope the next members who want to ask a question will ask different questions going forward. Senator Kisang, followed by Senator Beth Siengo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to put the question to Honorable Mawira. that you've told us that immediately after the failed impeachment of November last year, you went to Mombasa and agreed to plan for another impeachment. So it means basically, it doesn't matter whatever the governor does, the county assembly will still continue to come up with impeachment motions against her.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Witness, the other time during the second impeachment motion, you were on the other side. When you went back, you saw the light. Did you make efforts to reach more? You have talked of 20. Are you willing after this to reach more to see the light? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Senators. It's true, I stated that this impeachment motion that has been brought to this House started being planned immediately after the second one failed. And I've narrated what has happened, what has transpired previously. And Honorable Speaker, I think you have all seen clips, especially alluding to the mover, indicating that even if the Senate acquits the governor today, they are ready to bring more motions, up to a number of maybe 6 or 7. And it's a character of the Assembly of Meru, especially where I'm saying that MCAs are not being set free to exercise their democratic right. Unless that is reversed, you expect to see more impeachment motions in this Honorable Senate, just in case the governor is acquitted. But if that is addressed, Honorable Speaker, I want to assure you that this will be the last impeachment motion to come to this House, because the governor herself has proved that she is ready to work with other members. About my efforts to reach others, yes, I've severally done so. And when you approach anyone in that county assembly of Meru, and they tell you, we don't have any problem working with the governor. But now, when we come to support the governor, we lose the privileges of the assembly. So that single fact owns many members in abeyance of supporting the governor. And I believe if the governor is acquitted, and this Honorable Senate helps us address these issues in Meru, you see that the governor will be ready and willing to work with each and every member of the county assembly. And nothing proves that more, Honorable Speaker, than the evidence that has been placed before this Senate, that the governor herself and the executive team have agreed to allocate 33 million shillings for each and every ward, which was a bone of contention previously for the allocation of the ward fund. Therefore, I believe if the Senate finds it objective and finds it depending on the facts and evidence that has been placed them, that they acquit the governor, there will be peace in Meru.
Senator Danson Mungatana, followed by Senator Agnes Kavindu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A very quick one. A video was played here in the course of your evidence, and in that video, this Senate, Mr. Speaker, was called a house of shame, a house of greed. In fact, it went in Kiswahili and said that we are wenda wazimu in this house. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted the witness to tell me and this house, what was the purpose of that? Was he adducing evidence to annoy us or to abuse us? What was the purpose of that evidence? Because evidence is supposed to build your case. What did it build in terms of the case? And Mr. Speaker, secondly, I wanted to invite the Speaker to make a ruling on whether we can allow any form of evidence to be adduced in. I cannot speak in this house like that. Why should someone who is a...
Thank you. Senator Agnes Kavindu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Witness, You've said that you've been whipped on party lines, the previous impeachment motion. Don't anyone have a right to stand with their own understanding? If you knew that the governor was not right or was right, why then did you agree to take over the motion, which actually the lady told us that she's the one who drafted it, but you took it over because you were so sure that the governor was going to be impeached so that you can take the glory? I believe even in this Senate, we have parties and we have people who can stand on their own and make decisions and make the right decision.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I say first of all, I do regret the ones that were uttered in that video because it is not in my position that these are house of shame. I know the Senate is very credible and objective in undertaking its work. But Honorable Speaker, that evidence was brought before you to illustrate how members of the County Assembly have been incited and induced by party leaders. Specifically, the video played, we have seen it was of the Secretary General of Bas Party at Meru County. And that maybe was the feeling of the MCAs at that point who are supporting the impeachment motion. Therefore, we are to play to show to you the level of the level that political players in the county of Meru can go, the law that they can go, so that they can make sure that the process of impeaching the governor doesn't stop even once the Senate acquits her. My question number 2, whipping on party line, and if anyone doesn't have a stand, I believe honorable senators in this house were elected on parties, and we have seen that parties can bite. The consequences of defying party orders are there, we can't deny that, and we have already seen it being effected on us by being removed from committees, denying to attending trainings, capacity building, denying even opportunities to contribute in the house. Therefore, at that point, because our sales we have sacrificed, Honorable Speaker, members who have been supporting the governor, the 13 members who have been supporting the governor, I want to tell you as a matter of fact, since February this year, no one has gotten a single dime from that assembly as a matter of being in support of the governor. Therefore, when it comes to that point, most members decide to weigh the consequences or the consequences of defying the party lines, and you find that most of them, since we are all human beings, decide to support the party line.
Next question by Senator Veronica Nduati, followed by Senator Eric Okongo.
Honorable Evans Mawira, you were in this house on 6th and 7th of November 2023 with an impeachment motion, and you say this was politically instigated by some political leaders. However, in your paragraph 4 of the affidavit, you did not disclose who are these political leaders. And I've seen a lot of meetings have been taking place, a lot of fights and squabbles in Meru County. In your opinion, do you think the residents of Meru County are being served by Meru County Assembly? Are you, honorable members of Meru County Assembly, serving the people, or a lot of time has been spent fighting, tossing the ball from this side to the other side? Are the Meru County getting any benefit from devolution with all these fights?
Yes, Bwana Witness, I just wanted to get your experience as a member of County Assembly. You seem to have conducted this public participation. The entire process was done in one day. And I've seen the photos and the people who were in attendance. There seemed to have been a very low turnout. Have you done any previous public participation exercise? How was the attendance? And was the process carried out, chaired, and minutes recorded by MCAs, or minutes were captured by members of staff from the county assembly? Just wanted to understand, because we have had issues with public participation before.
Witness.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to address the first question, it's true that there's a lot of political infighting in Meru County. This can be attributed mostly to the losers during the previous general elections. And I'm being asked if the people of Meru are being served by the County Assembly of Meru, members of the County Assembly. I'll come to that. And Honorable Speaker, I will state that the people of Meru have not received the best from the County Assembly of Meru because they have been held captive or have been induced to participate in political infighting instead of focusing on serving the people of Meru. The question of who are those people, Honorable Speaker, I previously mentioned what has been transpired in that county. But Honorable Speaker, even to the reason of safety of my life, I would want not to mention the names expressed in this Senate. It's as dangerous as that, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to my experience during or as a member of the County Assembly and during the public participation, I would say that during the first impeachment motion, the public participation was held at the County Assembly, where members of the County Assembly were present and members of staff, and the attendance was well. The second impeachment motion, the public participation was held at sub-county level, where members of the County Assembly were present as well, and participated and took minutes. And the attendance started to go down. During this impeachment motion, Honorable Speaker, the attendance was very poor. And also, in all venues, it is in a very few venues where members of the County Assembly attended. Therefore, the public participation meetings were conducted by members of the Assembly. And what I can attribute to the low attendance during this impeachment motion is that the feeling of the people of Meru, they are really tired of these fights. And if you could listen to most of them, because personally I listen to my electorates, they would say, kindly cease of these fights. Let us give every elected leader a chance to serve. And when it comes to removing you from office, we'll do that during the general election because they are about 3 years away from now. Thank you.
The next questions from Alexander Mwinyi and Senator Geoffrey Osotsi.
Asante Bwana Spika, swali langu kwa mheshimiwa wakati wa kutimuliwa kwa Governor Kawira mara ya kwanza na mara ya pili ulikuwa hapa ukiunga mkono aweze kutimuliwa, na unasema kutoka wakati huo ulienda upande mwingine ndio aweze kuleta watu pamoja, na wakati umeenda kwa hiyo kikundi ama kuleta watu pamoja, ndio mheshimiwa mmoja alisema ng'ombe 20 ya pesa nyingi ilikufa. Ndio tukasikia tukaona kwa video watoto walikuwa wanasaliwa kwa karibu na hospitali, hakukuwa na hospitali inaendelea kwa Karai. Wewe ukiwa mtu wa kuleta watu pamoja, ulisukua hatua gani? Ama wewe ni mmoja wale walipatiwa pesa ndio waweze kwenda kuunga governor mkono? Asante Bwana Spika.
Mr. Mawira, I want to refer you to your affidavit, which is on page 39, where you have said that the anger and malice was directed towards the 2024-2025 county fiscal strategy paper, where 56 MCAs openly went against the previously agreed Ward Equalization Development Fund and allocated 45 million in each of the wards whose elected MCAs were against the governor, and 15 million to the wards whose elected MCAs were supporting the governor. This is after they had agreed, been advised against tabling a ward development
Senator,
fund.
ask your question because you only have 1
What
minute.
I want from the witness is
Just give him 30 seconds to ask the question.
what I want from the witness, Mr. Speaker, is this particular statement confirmed that this is an illegality because it's against Article 10 of the Constitution. It's clearly discriminated. What is your view about this? And was this fiscal strategy paper approved?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, nataka kueleza katika hii seneti kulingana na lile swali limeulizwa ya kwamba kama ni pesa inatupeleka kusupport governor, tungekaa katika wale wanaompinga, sababu bunge la Meru, la County Assembly ya Meru, ndilo lina uwezo wa kupea members of the County Assembly money, because I've said that since February, we have not received even a single dime from that assembly as a matter or as a consequence of supporting the governor. Therefore, it is unfortunate that we could be told that it's money that has lent us to support the governor. And also, I believe that as a peace-loving Senate and a peace-loving people, we should strive to preach more peace so that we bring the executive arm of the government and the county assembly together, regardless of what has happened in the past, and not mentioning that only you can support the governor because of money inducements, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, according to the CFSP that I've stated, that is true. The CFSP was approved by the county assembly members, whereas the 38 members, elected members who support or who opposes the governor, were allocated 45 million in their wards, whereas the 7 of us who are in support of the governor, our wards were allocated 15 million. Up and until when the county executive committee member for finance complained to the office of the control of budget and sought some advice, that is when that illegality was collected, and all ones, according to the agreement between the negotiation team, were allocated that is 6 million, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Senators, because we are out of time, I will take the last 2 questions from Senator John Kinyua, followed by Senator Mofaya Kataya.
Asante, Bwana Spika. Mheshimiwa Mawira shahidi, sijui ni kuamini leo ama ni kuamini wakati ule mwingine ulipokuwa umekuja hapa, kwa sababu sijui niseme, kwa sababu Biblia inasema mimi nitumiwe kama chombo. Sijui kama wewe ni chombo, kwa sababu nashindwa ni kuamini leo ama wakati ule mwingine, kwa sababu unasema ulishurutishwa wakati ule mwingine, tena unaonekana ulitishwa. Sasa sijui leo ulipokuwa ukiongea ukaulizwa swali ukasema ya kwamba huwezi ukataja jina fulani kwa sababu unahofia maisha yako. Sasa sijui nitakuamini leo ama nikuamini wakati ule mwingine. Sijui mheshimiwa, nina ugumu, ninachanganyikiwa kidogo.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Mawira, I have just captured your confession that once you left this house, once you had brought the motion of impeachment against the governor extended some gestures of reconciliation to the MCAs. So in your own view, why do you think other MCAs didn't listen to the reconciliation mood and gesture extended by the governor as you did? You know, I've been an MCA for a decade, and I know the workings and the relationship between the governor and the MCAs. Why do you think other MCAs didn't listen to those reconciliation moves from the governor?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in reference to the question by Honorable Senator Kenywa, I have stated and given facts that led to me bringing the second impeachment motion to this Honorable Senate. And Honorable Senator Kenywa, if at all there's a time you should believe me, it is now. Because if I agree to testify in this Honorable Senate, and knowing the circumstances and knowing the facts that I was here previously, that shows you the level of commitment and sacrifice that I've gone myself to show and prove to you, Honorable Senators, and the country at large, because this matter is a matter of national interest right now, that the governor has been fought incessantly, political fights, and that is why we are here right now. Therefore, those are the facts that I can attest to in this Honorable Senate. Reconciliation efforts by the governor, while responding to question number 2, it's true that she has reached out, and why are other members not agreeing or accepting this olive branch being extended to them by the governor? The reason I've said is the assembly will punish, or the assembly leadership will punish each and every member who attempts to even work with the governor, to an extent of the MCAs in Meru County Assembly, especially the elected ones, cannot be seen even following up for a project in the executive wing of the government. Because if you are seen there, you've been deemed as a traitor, you'll be punished, you'll be removed from committees, you'll be denied assembly privileges, and therefore this makes it very hard for other members to try and forge a working relationship with the governor. Thank you.
Thank you, witness. Counsel for the governor, you had a remainder of 4 minutes. Which witness did you want to call next?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My next and last witness would be the governor of the county of Meru. I had made a request to be extended at least 15 minutes so that I will have a total of 20 minutes to be done with the governor in examination in chief.
Counsel for the assembly.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Speaker, sir. In the morning, the assembly was moved with an application that was called the Doctrine